replacing a hood latch cable in a 1996 Jeep Cherokee. Went to pull on the hood latch the other day and homeboy completely snapped right out of the housing. So it's a quick video to show you how to do this replacement of the hood latch. Start with the trim in the bottom. There's just two screws here and here. Take those out, get those out of the way, and then that will release this plastic molding. There's only one screw that holds this in right there. This is just a little indentation. So you can get this out of the way pretty easy. And then these bolts up here are T30 Torx. There's 3 of them. Make sure to get a good high quality Torx bit on these screws. I was trying to use a T30 that was kind of lower quality, and it was stripping out the top of the bolt. So make sure your T30 screwdriver or bit or whatever you're using is good quality. So when you are trying to get this out, this doesn't come apart. What you can do is just take some wire cutters and cut this cable right here. Then you can strip back some of the sheathing, put some vice grips on the cable, and then pull like you normally would to release the hood. Like so many other times, vice grips are a sign that God loves us and wants us to live meaningful, productive lives. So I suggest vice grips for this part of the job, because if you're using needle nose pliers or something else, it's gonna be tough to get a good grip and uniform pressure across all these threads, which it looks like they're braided. So if you're only pulling on one of them, all you're gonna do is trim the cable bit by bit. So if you get vice grips on this thing with good pressure and then pull, you'll be able to release the hood. So once you get your hood open, it's easy enough then to reach up in here, get some needle nose around this cable, and just gotta kind of feed it up through that way. And there she is. Then this bottom part, all you do is take this guy and just kind of press it up and it'll pop out of there. Boom. And the rest of the cable is just gonna pop out of these little plastic clips. I'm gonna follow it down to where it goes down into the firewall, down in here. And there's just this little grommet thing that seats in the firewall. And it really matter, just pull and prying on all this until it comes out. So all I did was just to pull this cable straight out. It had already been cut on the inside, so I just pulled it all the way out through the firewall, and now I'll just focus on getting this grommet out. Here is the new latch cable. This one's made by Dorman. And while we've got this thing disassembled, it's a good idea to try to get some grease up and around these components as best we can. Not super easy, but while it's apart, I'm gonna do my best to get in here. Then it's just a matter of snaking this cable through that hole in the firewall. Probably be easier if you have some help, but I just did it myself. And then gently pulling that little nubbin on the cable through there. Put a little grease on it just to get it to seat in that opening. We got some pretty serious rust going on here in the firewall. So this guy put up a little bit of a fight trying to get it through the firewall. I put a pair of channel locks on it and then pulled some of the rubber off. Not too worried about that, but I just took this little, I think this is a Torx screwdriver, and just tried to ease it out around the edge as I went around. And once you get one side, then it'll come out. All right, so here was the worst part of the job so far, is trying to get this guy to go back inside that opening. So what I did was to release the spring down yonder so that this can be pulled down to give me a little more space to work with. But this was the worst. If you can get this to just come down a little bit and then snake it around and then rotate it back through. Anyway. And now, nice and smooth. Thanks for watching the video. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe.